Christians. They come in all sorts of flavors, but they have three things in common. They believe in God, they believe in Jesus, and they believe in the Holy Ghost. It's from this point that things become more complicated. A lot more complicated. Unless you face the fundamentalist creationist who believes every single word and story in the Bible. A lot of them are willing to believe just about anything as long as it agrees with the Bible. Conspiracy theories, chemtrails, whoops, same thing. People living with dinosaurs, expecting the rapture any minute now, channeling, demons, ghosts, possessions, haunted houses, and UFOs. The list could go on and 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 on. These views appear to be quite out of line with the modern world we live in. Over the last 3 decades, our communications systems have evolved to the point where we are all interconnected thanks to the internet and devices like the computers, the smartphones, and the tablets. Over the last 200 years, science has moved extremely quickly. For example, thanks to researchers in the field of medicine, diseases like the smallpox is nothing but a distant memory. Polio may not have been completely eradicated, but the rooms full of patients stuck in artificial lungs are now an anecdote in our history books. And as far as leprosy goes, it is still around, but it is limited to just a few parts of the world. The days of the horse and buggy are long gone as well. Today, we live in a world of planes, trains, and automobiles. Thanks to the field of geology, we understand why some mountains still grow today. As for earthquakes, we understand them as well. We know they are not caused by the whim of some deity. However, when it comes to volcanoes, we can predict with some degree of accuracy when they are about to erupt. We may enjoy laughing at the expense of meteorologists, but their field of study has reached a point where people can be warned when there are chances of sudden severe storms like tornadoes. And they can track nature's greatest dangers like the hurricanes and tell us where they are headed and when they will arrive. Mankind has been in space for more than 50 years now. It all started with the launch of the Russian Sputnik satellite in 1957. The Gemini capsule was considered quite an accomplishment back in 1965. Since then, we have walked on the moon, sent robots and probes on Mars and other faraway planets. And thanks to the Hubble Space Telescope, we can peer in the furthest, darkest corners of the universe. 200 years ago, our ancestors harnessed the power of the steam and brought on a revolution. Today, we have mastered the wind, the sun, and the power of the atom. 100 years ago, Albert Einstein came up with the general theory of relativity. If it hadn't been for him, our GPS would be useless clumps of electronics. He's also given us the key to the universe and how to figure out how it began. But how do the fundamentalist Christians feel about all this? Do they trust science? Absolutely not. They feel they know science better than the scientists themselves. They reject well-established crucial elements. Why? Because those elements contradict the Bible. And every single word of the Bible must be true. So every single time they see a contradiction, they reject science. Their argument? It's not science. It can't be science. The Bible contains all the science they need. And then they put their trust in fairy tales. Which brings us to this new series I call they'll believe anything except science. To me, religion and superstition are synonyms. There is no if, and, or but about it. And as a man living in a modern world, I have zero patience for superstition. From the time I could read my first words, I became crazy about books. I read all the time. Eventually, I came upon the stupid books full of stupid, and I do mean stupid theories, like the Incas who were supposed to have flown spaceships. But I eventually realized it was all foolishness, and I moved on to more serious material. I guess I was a skeptic at heart from a very young age. And in this series, I will look at the various types of superstitions fundamentalist Christians are willing to believe in spite of the perfectly good scientific explanations that exist, or just believe for the sake of believing because it matches with something written in their holy book. I'll also talk about the fictitious creatures they insist exist just because it would prove their theory that men and dinosaurs have lived together. I will also talk about their theories regarding unidentified flying objects. Would you believe that they believe the UFOs are piloted by demons? Hell's Angels, here we come! Beliefs, beliefs, beliefs. Believe me, there will be plenty of beliefs to discuss. I just hope you'll enjoy this new series.
This has been an obnoxious cat production.